Cool stuff. Ink. Get it? It's ink from a pen. Who writes this? Go to coolstuffinc.com, links in the description, and use code CMO for 5% off. CGB, buddy! You actually gave me the prompt for today's video, if you recall, but before we get into that, why don't you go ahead and tell me about the state of Magic the Gathering standard for all of those who are unaware?
Sure, love to. One of my favorite subjects. At the time of this recording, there has been one deck that has been overwhelming win rate, overwhelming percent of the meta for a significant amount of time. Think about 4 to 6 months, somewhere in there. And they refuse to ban the cards. They let all the competitive events go forth. Despite knowing this, attendance dropped like 66% from event to event to event throughout the season. Viewership numbers for YouTube standard YouTubers have plummeted. The format is largely considered a joke by most of the community, including people who play it. And they will probably, by the time this video comes out, have done something to ban Vivi or Soul Cauldron, the cards that are making up most of the problems. And we'll see if other things rise to take their place. By the way, if they ban 2 cards by the time this video comes out, the 2 I mentioned, though, that will take it up to, I believe, 8 banned cards in standard this year. And is it blue and red will have still been the most dominant force in the meta for basically the entire year, beginning to end.
When you talk about dominant, what kind of like percentage exactly are we talking about here?
Okay, do you just want the number or do you want the story?
I prefer, because well, honestly, maybe both. I mean, you seem to be wanting to like therapeutically vent right now.
Oh my god. I'll try to do the short version. Final Fantasy prices are the highest that have ever been seen in a standard set in history.
Okay.
The boxes of Final Fantasy spiked. A lot of people blame crypto bros and collectors and scalpers and like not using them as game pieces. This is one of the first Universes Beyond sets that is also standard legal. So this is a completely unprecedented thing and maybe an unintended consequence. Maybe intended. I don't know. How much do you want to hate on companies that make $1 billion?
Oh, you're on the right channel for that.
So, the situation is that VVs themselves were at one point in the $80 to $100 range, and this deck that was meta dominant was the most expensive standard deck of all time at one point over $800 for the deck.
Okay.
So, with that in mind, and with the fact that Wizards announced that their ban window in November had been moved up to November 10th, back in like August or whatever, which is so weird. They wouldn't ban it before the season, but they basically moved the window up to imply they are banning it immediately after the season. Knowing that the cards would get banned, a lot of people didn't spend the money. The meta share of Vivi at these paper events was often around like 30% of day one. And then in the winner's share of the metagame, it consistently at each event would go up on day 2 to like 50%, and then go up to be like 60% plus of the top 8.
Interesting. Okay. Well, let me go ahead and paint the picture for you of YCS Dallas 2017. The set Circuit Break had just released, and let me show you a picture of the top cut, the top 32 of that event.
The top 32? How many players originally?
Probably like a couple thousand.
A couple thousand. Okay, so this is a winners metagame. 90%. I'm you know what? Shout out to the invoked player in the audience. You know what I mean? Where's the Trickstar gamers? Let me know in the comments. Are you a Trickstar or invoked player? Because right now you're looking like an absolute 5-head genius. Good job.
I was a Trickstar gamer after this format.
Of course you were. Okay.
I was on the Spyral train during this time, and for good reason, because. And I'm gonna need you to you need to forget Tier Element ever existed, okay?
Because I can.
That's true. Okay, so 5 years prior to Tier Element existing, this is what a lot of people consider maybe like the best deck in Yu-Gi-Oh history, if not like top 5 or top 3. And it's Spyral. So I hope you like spies and movies, because the Spyral archetype is an archetype designed around just that, like 007, different things like that. So, in true form, I am going to be showing you a majority of the cards from the deck, and you're going to be trying to figure out what was the most severe hits out of all of them that they had to do. So did a card have to get banned? Did it have to get restricted or limited? I will give you a hint. There are no semi-limits in here, so all you have to worry about is if it got banned, if it got limited, or if it was totally fine to be at 3 copies. We're going to do this a little bit differently because you need the context of some of the cards to understand like why the other cards are good. So we're going to have you evaluate them one by one like we typically do. Maybe you give it like an initial impression of where you think it was hit, and then as we go along, you can like adjust your positions as we go. Make sense?
Yeah, game on.
All right. Well, here is your first card.
I love broken decks. Broken decks are the best. Okay, what do we got? Also, I'm just gonna say this whole spy thing. There's a time where I've been like, yeah, I like 007. This will be cool. And now that I've done so many Magic sets where like everybody in this set's a detective and everybody in this set's a cowboy and everybody in this set drives a race car, I'm already like geared to like, I'm already sick of the like trope set. But let's see what a Yu-Gi-Oh trope set is like. I keep on trying to zoom in on this card and I'm having trouble actually getting it to fit in frame for some reason. Oh, that's why, because Discord's being weird. Spyral Gear. This is attack 100, defense 100. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can look at the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck, and if you do, place them on top of their deck in any order. I'm sure they love that.
I'm sure, yeah.
Ooh, quick effect. You contribute this card, then target one Spyral monster you control. It gains 500 attack for each card your opponent controls. Each card? Mm-hmm. Okay. You can banish this card and one Spyral card from your graveyard. It had to have an effect in the graveyard.
Of course it did.
And then target one Spyral Super Agent in your graveyard and add it to your hand.
You'll be seeing Super Agent next here. So go ahead and let us know what you think about Drone here.
Well, on its own, it's annoying. I imagine organizing the top of the opponent's deck is frustrating to them in some way. Is there another way to abuse it? I mean, obviously you just make sure they're drawing their least impactful card, but is there some other way that you can mess with that? I wonder.
I will let you know the top of their deck is very important for this archetype, and you will find out why momentarily.
I had a feeling it's not something you just staple to any card. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, it's a weird thing to have as a one-off. All right. The fact that you can tribute this and make the opponent's... It counts the opponent's cards, and this thing gets huge. And then it's in the graveyard, which gets back a super agent. If there's a super agent that also somehow adds more stats or makes something, removes a blocker, any of that kind of thing, makes something unblockable is not really a thing in Yu-Gi-Oh, but maybe.
Let's just show you the super agent just so you can see them together.
I mean, well, I'll say before I read it, my first impression of the drone is this is an enabler. This is a ton of value in and of itself. It's clearly going to need other things to support it, but it will have that. Like, this is a glue piece, and how busted the glue is depends on what it's gluing together. So Spyral Super Agent is a level 4 Earth briefcase wielding, suit wearing, striped tie that's a heck of a choice, bizarro belt buckle, suit pants wearing anime boy. Oh my god. Anyway, warrior. Attack 1900, defense 1200. If this card is in your hand, you can declare one card type like monster, reveal the top card of your opponent's deck, and if you do, special summon the card if it's a card of the type. Well, it is, because you know the top of their deck, so there. Okay. If this card is special summoned by the effect of a Spyral card, you can target one spell, trap your opponent controls, and destroy it. Why not? Why not kick him in the balls while you're at it? What the hell are we talking about? Okay, so we already know that as we're getting into this period, spells and traps are still playable, but getting less playable. Now you just can't run any. Why would you?
Why would you?
Like, what the hell? Okay, you can only use this once a turn. That's nice and all. Good for them.
So now you're seeing the little combo here, right?
You're just stealing their stuff. If this card is in your hand, like, okay, yeah, all you have to do is get the freaking Spyral Gear into your graveyard. You discard it, mill it, they could destroy it, you could run it into opponent's thing, and then you get this back. So you get to do it again and again. Mm-hmm. Oh, yuck. Oh, this is infuriating. This is so annoying.
This is only the beginning. We haven't even gotten to the actual broken stuff yet.
I mean, what's your best case? So here's the weird thing, right? Is you only have the 3 types. So obviously monster is the most popular, but one potential counter to just getting your own monsters thrown down against you would be to run more spells and traps in general, so it didn't hit as cleanly or as often. But it just wrecks those too.
Well, for context, you're not taking their card. You're just revealing it and calling it.
You're not? Reveal the top card if you do special summon this
Super Agent
card.
Yes.
I thought you were summoning their card.
That would be insane. If that
now
were the
you
case.
know why I'm losing my mind. Okay.
Okay.
Reveal the top card of your opponent's card, and if you do special summon this card, you can see how that sounds like you're talking about their card if you're not used to Yu-Gi-Oh! Like language.
If you know the difference between this and that, maybe.
Well, most Magic cards would say special summon Spyral Super Agent, or
sure, but there's already enough words
Spyral,
on this card,
you know?
So.
Yeah. So, okay, so you're getting this card for free. If this card is special summoned by the effect of this, now you can blow up a spell or trap. Oh, that's a lot different.
Yeah.
That's a lot different.
No shit.
Okay, this is not... yeah, thank you. That's not nearly as... Okay, this isn't nearly as bad as I thought that was. You primed me and everything. This is like 90% of the meta. I'm like, well, obviously, you're just casting your opponent's deck.
Yeah, I mean...
Okay, then. Okay. How good is this card? That just seems... I mean, that seems okay. Because if this is in your hand, you can usually just summon it anyway. I guess you're getting around... the 1 tribute summon a turn, so you can play the little drone instead. But then you're just getting this, and if your opponent doesn't play spells or traps, like, all you did, I mean, 1900 is nothing to sneeze at for free, but all it is meatballs. All this is critters.
Okay.
This isn't that bad.
Okay,
this isn't that bad.
Do you think these are both fine so far?
If this is the glue, like I said, it's about what the drone ties together. This isn't the worst thing that could happen. It sucks that it kind of shuts down 2 types and basically makes everybody play monsters, but the game seems to be headed that way anyway. So, yeah, I think this so far is not miserable.
Okay, sure. Here's your third card.
Spyral Tough. So the level 4 1900 attack. Warrior. This card's name becomes Spyral Super Agent while it is on the field or in the graveyard. Great. Okay, I'm already over the Super Agent trope, just so you know. Like, oh, it has a special secret name.
It'll be relevant for some cards. We just haven't gotten to them.
Once per turn, you can declare 1 type of card, and target 1 card your opponent controls, reveal the top card of their deck, and if you do, destroy the targeted card if the revealed card is the declared type. All right, so again, you have to set it up with the glue card, and then you have this level 4 monster that you play, and assuming that you set things up right, or you're lucky, once per turn, you can destroy an opponent's, we'll say, monster. Once per turn. That's either turn? It doesn't say quick effect, so it's not, right?
No, it's a sorcery speed effect. Yep.
I'm learning. Okay. This seems like a Yu-Gi-Oh! 2 card. Doesn't seem insane. Seems like a reasonable card.
So still everything's fine for the time being.
Everything's fine here. This is fine.
Let's see if this changes your mind.
I love how I misunderstood the second card and was losing my freaking mind, and now everything's fine.
Yeah.
This is great. All right. Spyral Double Helix. Well, look. I'm assuming you put the graphic you showed me on the screen with the art, right? Like that you showed that to the people with the 90% meta share, and that this was the card, which is art is represented. I'm telling you, I don't need to read it. I know it's busted.
Okay.
It's on the art.
Let's see what you say.
I know you sell stuff with the art. 100%.
Sure. Let's see what you think.
I think that hairstyle is a choice. That's what I think.
Yeah, the hair is fun.
All right, oh, it's a link monster. Okay, warrior link effect, 2 spiral monsters.
Do you need a quick reminder?
You have to play it to a specific spot on the board. Where it points matters. You have to, I don't know if tribute's the right word, but you have to use like a certain number of link something to get a link 2. You have to have a link 1. Is that right?
You're like 90% there. So Spyral Double Helix being a link 2 means you need to have 2 monsters minimum to send to the graveyard to summon it. In this case, it's 2 spiral monsters. You said tribute. It's not really, it's kind of tributing, but not really. So basically, if you have 2 spiral monsters on the field, you send both of those to the graveyard, you go into your extra deck, and you put Spyral Double Helix on the field. Make sense?
Yep.
Everything else you said was correct, so I'm impressed you remembered. Good job.
I'm trying. I'm out here fighting the fight. All right. You can declare 1 card. Wait, this card's name becomes a super agent. Has to, of course. On the field or in the graveyard. You can declare 1 card type, monster, spell, or trap, and reveal the top card of your opponent's deck. And if you do, its type matches because you're so smart and you're so 5-head and you looked at it and set it up in the first place. Very good job. Then you take 1 spiral monster from your deck or graveyard and either add it to your hand or special summon it to your zone this card points to. You can only use the effect of this once per turn. So we put those things in the graveyard to get this. You declare a monster. The opponent's top card's a monster because you knew it was. Then take 1 spiral from your deck. You could add it to your hand in case there's like a casting thing or you just want to save it for later, or you can special summon it to where this points to. Okay, so you gave up 2 creatures. You gave up 2 monsters. You had this thing, and now you search your deck for another monster. How busted is that? You have access to this all the time because that's what link monsters are. They're in a separate deck, right?
Yep, correct.
Any 2 monsters now becomes this plus 1 other monster that is spiral from your deck or your graveyard. Well, from what I've seen so far, you can go with nonstop value and just go get more drones and continue the cycle. You can also destroy spells or traps kind of on demand with this super agent, the second card. With the tough, you can destroy basically any type thing your opponent controls as long as you've done the Spyral Gear in the last couple turns and they haven't shuffled or drawn cards. So far, it looks like a ton of value. So far, it looks like access to whatever interaction you need. But I'm gonna be honest, we're still at 1900. We seem capped at 1900, and it still feels like Yu-Gi-Oh! 2 so far to me. Just lots of tutoring and interaction. I expected this to be busted. I see how it ties the room together as well, but I'm still not seeing what makes it a 90% deck.
Okay.
I still don't see it, to be honest.
Here's
I wanted to. Wow. Okay.
What?
HR complaint waiting to happen. Spiral master plan. Okay. Level 7. Yep. Attack 1200, defense 2800. Thick, as we say in Magic when they have a high toughness.
Same. We say the same. Yep.
Okay. Once per turn, you can add 1 spiral mission card from your deck to your hand. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, and we're talking about the card I am reading,
yes,
I assume.
Yes.
You can add 1 Spyral Resort. What is going on? What is a Spyral Resort? Is it like they go on vacation? Is it like the episode of the anime where they all go to like a water park? What is
reading.
This?
I'll show you.
Okay. 1 spiral monster from you can add 1 Spyral Resort and 1 spiral monster from your deck to your hand. Except Spiral Master Plan. You can only use this effect of the Master Plan once a turn.
All right. So let's start by showing you Resort.
Can I just say, is she the Master Plan, or how is the Master Plan a monster?
She is the Master Plan.
She's just a walking embodiment of the Master Plan.
Correct.
The Master Plan is her.
Yes.
This is literally a girl who is the key to everything. You'd think it would be blueprints, something on a drive, a data drive, maybe on the tablet, but no, it's just her. All right. Spiral Resort. Wait, is she spiral because of the hair?
Yeah, see, look, he has the hair too. They all have it.
What kind of a secret identity is this? That's the most identifiable thing in the whole world. They're wearing a beehive. Of course. How did we know they were Spyral? It's like what if the people in 007 who were a part of Spectre just went around with like some big old glasses on with like points on them or something that made them look like a card hypnotic Spectre? Like oh my gosh, how secret can we be? Anyway. Sorry, this is why the tropes I can't handle. What kind of a spell card is this with the triangle?
This is a field spell, so this is like a
field spell.
This is like a world enchantment or like an enchantment that has its own designated zone.
I remember continuous and I remember the quick ones. Field always gets me.
Yeah, that's fine. You don't see them very often.
Your opponent cannot target other Spyral cards you control with card effects. Once per turn, you can add one Spyral monster from your deck to your hand. Once per turn, during your end phase, shuffle one monster from your graveyard into the deck or destroy this card. It's kind of becoming never-ending. You know?
Yep.
So if I go back and read each piece, I think what I'm going to find is that every turn you have access to looking at their top three or destroying pretty much anything on the field that matches their top three in some fashion.
Still with it?
Maybe. I have to go back and read our HR complaint again. Once per turn, you can add a Spyral mission from your deck to hand.
Would you like to see the Spyral mission?
Yep, I need to see the mission.
There's two of them. Here's the first one.
Spyral Mission Assault is a continuous spell.
There you go.
Destroy this card during your third end phase after activation. Once per turn, if a Spyral monster you control destroys a monster by battle, or if you destroy a card on the field with a Spyral monster's effect, oh, that's basically a lock, you draw one card. Busted. It's over. GG. GG, baby. Now we're done. We did it. We broke it. You can banish this card from your graveyard. Special summon one Spyral monster from your hand. Sure. Didn't need that, but why not? I bet that's just a nice little bonus to make sure that something gets destroyed.
It's not bad. I will say it's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad extra bonus text, unquote. Okay, do I need to read the other one?
Yes, it is actually important.
Dear God. Okay. All right.
I like that you're
Spyral
slowly
Rescue.
starting to put it together in your head.
Yeah, this is the fun part of the video for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, we got a continuous trap. Let me guess. This one says the opponent doesn't play the game. Destroy this card during your third end phase after activation. Once per turn, you can target one monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one monster from your graveyard to special summon it. You can only control one mission. Oh, okay. It's not that. It is just more endless that. That's what it is.
Okay.
It is a trap, I guess. Okay, so now that I've seen that you also have spell cards and trap cards that go in this deck cleanly, it's almost like this deck is the only good solution to this deck. Because
interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm already like, okay, if you have a choice to make going into this tournament, you can play the deck that's naturally resilient to these effects by at least sometimes maybe they wanted to kill a creature, a monster, but you had only spells and traps on top of your deck and they couldn't. You could play this deck that's naturally resilient to it, or you could try to build other decks in a way that is naturally resilient to it, but I'm guessing that would be more suboptimal than a lot of other decks, is my first impression. So I'm already like putting together that the deck is naturally somewhat resilient to itself, which makes itself the world has become a flat circle, you know.
Got it.
It's this deck or this deck. Okay.
Any alarm bells going off now?
Yeah. That hair. It's a big alarm bell. I know exactly who the secret agents are. Big alarm bell. Big problem there. As for how the cards work, if I'm reading all this correctly, why does it... Once per turn, you can add one mission from your deck to hand. If this card is sent to the graveyard, which is probably not hard considering it's a monster, you can add one resort and one monster from your deck to hand. So right there, you have a mission, a resort, and a monster in one card. Mm-hmm. The resort is a spell that protects all your other things and gets you another monster. The missions make sure that you never run out of the monsters that destroy the opponent's stuff. And draws you cards. And you can't target it until you get rid of the resort.
So
yes,
correct.
So even if you're playing like the other Spyral deck that can interact with this and you happen to hit a trap or a spell rather, so that you can blow it up, or you go get the guy who inherently, the super agent who blows up spells or traps, you still have to go through the resort to get to the spell. On top of that, if you're playing a ton of spells and traps, you're using your back row. If you're using link monsters that get other monsters, you're using your front row. All of this is making the Spyral Gear-Drone of your opponent pop for even more, because you're actually putting a bunch of stuff into play. What does a turn 1 with this look like?
You'll know by the end.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm still missing something.
Oh yeah, we're not even halfway through.
The alarm bells are there. You have protected card draw that also interacts with the opponent's board that never runs out of stuff. That seems good. That seems like an engine you would have to set up in Magic by finding multiple things, casting multiple things, and the opponent's missing windows of interaction. And here you're just like, I get it. Boom, boom, boom. It's there.
Welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh!
That's what
baby.
I'm getting.
Welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh! Baby.
Okay.
Shall we continue?
It's a build. Yeah. Let's go. But yes, I'm already terrified.
So anything like that we've seen so far, like cause for a limitation or a ban, or do you still think this is all?
Oh God, something in the last sequence.
Okay.
Double Helix, I'm still like it's tied to the power level of what it's interacting with. But now that I've seen the master plan itself, finds so much just material, like just straight up, and it sets up the engine all by itself. I don't think this card should exist.
Okay. So you think if anything, she got banned?
Right now, that's where I'm at. It has 3 different cards that it finds on its own. It's an Ancestral Recall Demonic Tutor X3. In Magic, we just can't do that. Like that is busted, inherently busted. And then you look at the cards and it's like, the only way we could do it in other card games I've played is if the cards you get are inherently bad or flawed in some way. And this is just an engine. This is a draw removal engine. One card gets all of it. If this card were gone, you'd at least have to work for it. So yeah, I'm already on like ban this card. Okay. Really.
That's the only one that's the giving you the alarm bells. Everything else is good, but not.
I feel like you should. I feel like you might want to limit the resort and the assault that's not a trap, the spell, the spiral mission.
Okay.
That card draw is a pain in the butt. The untargetability is a lock, but yeah, I feel like right now ban the master plan. Oh my God.
So
yes.
Ban master plan. The other ones you don't feel like they should be limited, but maybe.
I might limit resort and assault. Yeah.
Resort. I'm writing this down so I can check for later. Resort limited and assault limited. Okay, cool. That's a nice halfway point, I will say. All right, let's continue.
Oh God. Quick fix. That is a 500 attack, 400 defense. I still don't get it. Your monster is a nerd who fixes stuff. Like, Quick Fix is the name of this person?
Uh-huh.
Hi, Quick Fix. I guess it's better than Q and 007.
That's what it's referencing. Yeah,
all right.
Figured it out.
I got that reference. Go me. If this card is normal special summoned, you can add 1 Spyral Gear card from your deck to your hand. Oh, good. We need more of this. Have I seen these gear cards? You
have seen Drone. Drone is a gear. I'm going to show you a couple more gears here in a second.
Okay. All right, so this is another way to get your drone, which seems like a linchpin of the deck. If this card is in your graveyard and you control a super agent, you can discard 1 card to special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. You can discard 1 card, special summon this card, and then when you special summon it, you add a gear card from your deck to your hand. So this is access to multiple drones. This is without seeing any other gear right now, this is making sure that you are droning your opponent constantly so that you don't actually miss, because it would be so sad if you named their top card in the dark.
Yeah, imagine
one
missing.
time.
Yeah.
Imagine that the downside was actually a downside. That would be stupid.
Sure.
Okay.
Would you like to see some gears?
It's annoying, but fine. Yep.
Okay.
Gear me up.
I got a few gears to show you.
Spyral Gear Big Red. It's a car.
It's a car.
It's a car. This is a spell. The spell is a car. Your game went off the deep end way before Magic did it, actually. Now that I've seen the TSA card and this, I'm just, oh my God. When did you cook Yu-Gi-Oh? I hope you've released that video by the time this one comes out.
I probably will.
Anyway,
Yeah.
activate this card by targeting a Spyral monster in your graveyard. Special summon it. They're talking about the Spyral monster? Okay. If you do, equip this card to it. It cannot be destroyed by battle, because that's what a car does. Cars are notoriously indestructible. Nothing can
Correct,
stop
yes.
them, not even a deer.
No.
Like one
not
tried to do to my car last night. Anyway, it cannot be destroyed by battle. You can only activate one Spyral Gear Big Red per turn. This is so stupid. What the hell are we doing? Okay, Spyral monster in the graveyard, summon it, equip this too. It can't be destroyed by battle. It can still be targeted by effects.
Unless
But
resorts
can
out.
it? That's right! Okay, and now that's the thing we put our big drone like bonus on, and now, okay. And then by battle now it can destroy anything and deal a bunch of damage to the opponent. Sweet. Sweet. What are we getting back? Activate this card by targeting a Spyral monster in your graveyard, special summon it. Geez, what if we brought back Spyral Master Plan?
Interesting you say that, huh?
Huh? What a thought. Is that card coming back good? Probably good. It's 3 cards in one. 3 busted cards in one. Okay, so this seems like a good toolbox card. And if you're running several of Quick Fix, it's probably...
Oh, there's more gears.
Yeah, I agree. I'm sure there are more gears. I'm sure this is one of like your 3 to 4 gear toolbox that you go get when the time is right.
Uh-huh. Here's another one.
Spyral Gear Utility Wire is a trap. If you control a super agent, which of course you do, target one face-up card your opponent controls, place it on top of the deck. What the fuck?
What?
Okay, so it's removal that also takes their draw step. This is very good, by the way.
And
I am very
facilitate your
aware-
engine. And facilitate your engine.
Yeah. I am very good in Magic the Gathering. I'm very aware from Magic. When you take a card and put it on top of the deck, you aren't just like gaining tempo, removing it from the battlefield. You're also taking their future draw step.
Yep.
I bet that's even better in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where everything's free.
Oh, yeah.
Because in Magic, like, you would cast it again, but I had to cast Spyral Gear. So there's a tension between, is the target of this type of removal effect or counterspell, like in Magic's case, Memory Lapse, is the target more expensive or something that they don't want to cast again? Because then it's not as good to put it on top of their deck if it's something they want to cast again and you had to spend your mana dealing with it. But they still lose their draw step. But like, say it enters the battlefield and draws a card, then they didn't really lose out, right? And you did. Here, like, everything's free, so whatever you move, they're just down a draw. That can also just be toxic. If you can loop these, do multiples of these, and just stack their whatever they have on the field on top of their deck over and over so they can't get out of the situation they're in, that is one of the most toxic things you can do to your opponent. I ran... Believe it or not, I qualified for nationals in Magic the Gathering in the year 2005. I know many of you weren't alive. I know. I qualified for nationals with a mono green deck, and people always like laugh at that because I hate green, but it was a blue deck at heart. It played a card called Plow Under. Plow Under is 5 mana. Take 2 lands your opponent controls and put them on top of their deck.
Oh, wow.
Meanest way to play the game, dude. At the time. Oh my god, what a cruel and brutal card. So I didn't even have ways to loop Plow Under, but if I cast Plow Under ahead of schedule, I already knew I was going to win. Like, it was absolutely devastating. I'm guessing that when you activate this 2 or 3 times in a row, I'm guessing your opponents don't want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! For the rest of their life.
You would think.
Man, your game is so... I often see something this toxic and I think about 90% meta share, and I think of this being built in so that they basically have access to this as much as they need to, which is what you just showed me. And I think I don't want to play that meta. I wouldn't play that meta. I want nothing to do with that game. That game sucks ass. This is the kind of thing that should be banned for player basically sanity, for mental health reasons. At some point, they're gonna hate me. Konami's never paid me a dime. They probably never will. But at some point, Konami, you are liable for the mental health of your gamers. This is pushing it.
Oh, we're not done.
Oh no. ban this card. I think would be right. Limit it at minimum, but ban it, I think would be right.
Okay, so you think they banned utility wire?
Oh no, I think they probably let it be fine, but they should.
Okay,
I think it should be
so
banned.
don't add it to the list, is what you're saying.
I add it as a limit. I bet they limited it. Maybe they limited it, then banned it.
Okay.
Because they found that they would just loop and reuse the one some way, and they built the deck around that. I bet this got both. I bet it got limited and banned.
Okay. All right. We'll put a pin in that. Here's your final gear.
Okay. Spiral Gear Last Resort. So now we're fighting the alien. We've gone full Ripley with this thing. Okay. Attack 1000, defense 1000, level 4. You can target one spiral monster you control. Equip this monster from your hand or field to that target. While this card is equipped to a monster by this effect, the equipped monster cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Also, your opponent cannot target it with card effects. What is it?
The monster it's equipped to.
Okay. Once per turn, if this card is equipped to a monster by this effect, you can send one other card you control to the graveyard. The equipped monster can attack directly this turn. Okay. Sure. So this is the card that you go and fetch up when you're ready to try to make your kill. While this card is equipped to a monster by this effect, the equipped monster cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Also, your opponent can't target it. So you can still target it.
Correct.
So this goes on one of your things, and then the drone buffs this thing up, and now you can attack directly, and the opponent gets KO'd if they have a board of any reasonable size. Which they probably have to, because they have to fight back against all this stuff anyway. And what's Yu-Gi-Oh! If you're not putting things on the field? And if they try to go low board with just one or two traps that like will trigger or somehow destroy the opponent's thing or their back row, the opponent just tutors up the right thing to hit that, because they have that interaction baked in. I mean, not being able to target stuff is really annoying. All right, when's the window to respond to this? You can target one monster you control. Equip this monster from your hand or field to that target.
If you have a monster out and you go activate Last Resort to equip to a monster, that is the cost is targeting it. So then your opponent would respond before it equips on.
Okay. In Magic with this line of text, it would just happen.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
While this card is equipped to a monster by this effect, it cannot be. So they have to respond with a hand trap or some kind of interaction right then.
Exactly.
So hand disruption in your game isn't allowed and is way too good and is totally messed up. But for some reason, you're going to let them stack the top of your deck turn after turn after turn so they know what's in your hand anyway?
Yeah.
And that makes playing this, like lining this up and making sure it actually happens even easier. You even know what to target and they have to respond to it. How many times can you target with this per turn?
Well, when it's equipped, it is...
Before it's equipped.
Before it's equipped.
Do you have to play it equipped? So the way I'm reading it, I'll talk through what I see, and you can tell me where I'm wrong. So the way I see it is you put this on the field, not attached to anything, and then at some point in one of your main phases, you choose a thing, and then this attempts to become equipped to it.
Okay.
If that doesn't happen, can you put out another thing and choose to equip to that instead?
Like if let's say they destroy the monster you're targeting before, like are you asking if you can equip it to something else?
So they have I play this. I have two monsters, Monster A and Monster B. I target Monster A. You said that's the cost. The opponent responds with hand trap, killing Monster A. May I now target Monster B?
It doesn't say it's once per turn, so yes.
No, it doesn't. Okay, God, Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, it's a win con, and it's tutorable. That's really good and frustrating. I almost think that you just run one anyway. Do you need more than one? I don't know if you need more than one.
Okay, that's
I think one's fine.
Yeah.
Yep. I think it's the piece of the toolbox that helps end the game. Maybe you run one. Maybe some don't even run that because they're already tutoring up something that gives like 500 attack. But nah, untouchable is good. Yeah, one is really good. Yep.
Now I'm gonna have you quickly go back to Quick Fix here. Because there's one card I need to show you that is not a Spyral card, but it is very relevant to this deck. So I want you to give this a read.
Machine Duplication is a spell. Target one machine type monster you control with 500 or less attack. Special summon up to 2 monsters from your deck with the same name. What the hell is this?
What?
And this Spyral's a machine. The quick fix is a machine?
With 500 or less attack.
It sure is. So you get all 3 on the spot.
Uh-huh.
And then you get all gear.
Uh-huh.
Because it's special summon to them, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay, you play this, which goes and gets a gear. And then you play this, which makes 2 more, which gets 2 more gear. You turn 1 card into 5.
Yeah, it's a +4. Yeah.
Oh my god. And it can come back and do more. What the hell are we doing? Why are we doing this? What the hell?
Cool card, huh?
You guys, what? Like, what is variance in Yu-Gi-Oh? Really? What are we doing? I guess whoever drew the machine duplication is now. Help me before I just go back and read every card for it. Is there a way to tutor the machine duplication here?
I will let you know there is not.
Okay.
I will let you know. Why don't you read what type and attack stat that drone has?
Oh yeah, that was a 500. I bet it's a machine. It's a machine. It's a machine. Is it a? It's a fucking machine. So okay. So yeah. Get all 3 drones if you want to. Why not? Seems good. Wait, how fast does that kill somebody? If the opponent has like, does this have a once per turn on using that effect that pumps things up? I don't think so.
Nope.
There's like no once per turns on the drone, is there?
Nope.
Oh my god. It does say tribute this card, which is not the same as you said link summoning. So how do you tribute it? Just to tribute summon? Your regular tribute summon?
Just activate the effect, put it in the graveyard. That's tributing. Yeah.
But you can tribute summon as many things as you want to, right?
Like tribute drones? Yeah, there's no restriction.
Yeah, you can tribute 3 drones at once if you want to.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I'm not saying this is what they had to do. The deck can control grind infinite, but also you could just tribute 3 of these, and if the opponent has 3 cards, that's 1,500 attack each going on something?
Yeah, it's +45.
That can attack directly if
you have resort. Yeah.
Get the last resort?
Yep.
Dude, they're freaking dead. This doesn't have to grind. What? It does everything, though. Like, it has removal for everything. It has card draw. And it has, built into its enablers, it has just kill you. Untouchable. Unblockable. Uninteractable. Kill you.
Uh-huh.
What the hell? All right, machine duplication. Did it see play in other decks?
Dupe? Yeah. Not,
I imagine this
not
card
at this
could
time,
be a problem.
Not at this time specifically, but there was a format known as Troop Dupe Scoop format. If that sheds any insight.
Okay. I mean, if they didn't restrict or ban this card because of this deck or for this format, then they missed the problem. It is possible they could try to solve by banning Quick Fix and limiting Spyral Gear-Drone.
Okay, sure. That's a solution.
Machine duplication's a stupid card.
Yeah, it is. It is very dumb.
It should be banned. I'm telling you, if they didn't ban this, they missed the problem. There other things are problems, but they missed the big problem. I don't even know what turn you're doing this. I'm guessing you need your attack step, so you're doing this on turn 2 and beyond. But it does appear that there are multiple hands, especially with machine duplication, that could win the game. It also appears that between Master Plan, Machine Duplication, and Quick Fix, that you could play half your deck on turn, 2.
I will let you know if Double Helix resolves, you can get access to all these cards.
Double Helix.
The Link monster.
Yep, that's right. Yep, Link. Yep, out of the zone. Yep. This name's become super agents on the field. You may declare a type, reveal top card. Yep, of course it matches. Yes, and then take 1 Spyral monster from your deck or graveyard. Special summon it to the zone. So what do you think you're getting?
You had a pretty good guess earlier.
I mean, Master Plan.
There you go.
Which gets a mission and another monster and a resort. And then for the monster, if you need to get Quick Fix or drones, you can't tutor for the spell. So one of the variance pieces is how many machine duplications did you draw?
I mean, you only need 1.
Yeah, you need 1, but I mean, one could hit Spyral, the other could hit drone.
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing. What a hand. Jesus. Okay, do we have more cards or have I now seen?
You ready to see the payoffs?
Oh no. What payoff do you need? Is this not a payoff?
Nope. We haven't even gotten to the payoffs yet.
Dude, give me a rectangle. Any rectangle, I could put it in this deck and win. Give me a magic food token. I'll put that in this deck and win.
There you go.
Spyral Sleeper. Of course. We have an 8 cost light attack 2800, defense 1200, fiend that cannot be normal summoned or set, must be special summoned from hand by banishing 3 spiral cards from your graveyard. Yeah, I don't think that'll be hard for some reason. It cannot be summoned other ways. What a limitation. Once per turn during either player's turn, you can target. See, this was the big deck limitation, is they just weren't interacting enough on the other player's
Yeah, that's
turn.
exactly it. Yeah.
That was the problem.
Yeah.
You can target 1 spiral card you control and up to 2 cards your opponent controls and destroy. 2 cards, huh?
Yeah.
Let's get paid.
Wait, there's more.
Why not? If this card on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, destroy as many cards you control as possible. And if you do, special summon 1 super agent from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Destroy as many cards you control as possible. So that's not like a May. That is all the stuff you have on board right now has to go. And then out of any zone other than banishing, you go get 1 Spyral Super Agent. Now, who is a Spyral Super Agent while they're still in the deck? Who could it be?
In the deck, I think only Agent is considered an agent. But in the graveyard, both Tough and Double Helix are considered a super agent.
True. There it is. It's coming back. Oh my gosh. And then you get back Double Helix and go get something else? Like right away, looks like.
It's not a quick
call
effect.
the top of their deck, right?
Yeah, it's also not a quick effect, so you'd have to wait till if it dies on your opponent's turn, you have to wait till your turn.
Oh, okay. You have to wait till your turn. Okay. All right.
But,
I mean, that's something.
It would trigger Super Agent's effect to pop a spell or trap they control if they had one. So there's that.
Oh, there you go.
Because it's a spiral card that's special summoning it.
If this card, yeah. All right, then you're right back to destroying everything. That's nice. Again, though, that's like if this is destroyed by battle or card effect, so you reload if it does die, but it's not going to die if you get any gear on it. So who cares?
Which gear would you put on the Sleeper, CGB?
Oh, how about the one that says it can't die? Can't be destroyed by battle or targeted. How about that?
Do you know what happens if Sleeper uses its effect while it has Last Resort equipped? Do you know what happens?
This isn't going to work the way I think it will. This isn't going to wait. In Magic, you would not get that effect. I'm guessing you're going to tell me in Yu-Gi-Oh! Get to summon the super agent.
Oh no, I'm talking about the second effect. Sleeper says target a spiral card you control and up to 2 cards your opponent controls and destroy them.
You're going to tell me that because it's my effect, I can target my card that can be destroyed, but it won't be destroyed, but I still destroy 2 of their things?
Correct.
Okay. So everything they have is dead. If it's not dead, I'm attacking them for billions because of the drones.
Billion sounds about right, yeah.
I could also just keep their stuff dead and attack them with this thing. Oh, and by the way, I'm just going to pile all their stuff on top of their deck using that trap. The utility wire.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll draw out of it.
Yeah, they'll definitely draw out of it. This deck has levels of interaction. It can solve any type of card, but if you blink, if you miss on any level of interaction, you cannot deal with their stuff.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's a fair assessment.
This is why your game needs more floodgates that say you just can't search for anything.
Ooh, fighting words.
Yeah, or you just can't equip anything, at all, stuff like that. You can't. Yeah, this is why floodgates are essential to your game, so that this stuff just doesn't happen all the time.
Imagine you do all this and then put a floodgate behind it. What about that?
Well, then you win, but that's a skill issue. You didn't go first.
Okay, so now it's a skill issue.
You didn't win the die roll. Okay, it's a skill issue.
Here's another payoff.
We don't need it. Like, we're good. Okay, here's Firewall Dragon. I feel like I've seen this card.
You may
at least something like the art. I do love the art. Yeah, this is a Mega Link Cyberverse thingy, 2+ monsters. 2500 attack. Link 4. While face up on the field, quick effect. Once again, finally, we can do stuff to their turn as well. You can target monsters on the field and or graveyard up to the number of monsters co-linked to this card. Return them to the hand. Yes, I remember. If a monster this card points to is destroyed by battle or sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one monster from your hand. I'm pretty sure this was in the Link Monsters episode, and I'm pretty sure it was busted as hell.
Okay. Okay. Now you might be seeing why.
Once while face up on the field. Is that per turn or ever?
No, it's only once ever while it's on the field.
Still, bouncing, you can bounce something of theirs, and you can bounce several of yours and get their effects again. Oh, just keep stacking their deck. Why not? Blow up more of their things. Sure. And then special summon a monster from your hand. Does that even matter? Is that just bonus? Why would anything be in your hand? It's all free. Just vomit it out. Oh my God. Okay. I mean, Firewall Dragon's really good. Is this a Link summoned monster, or is this in your deck?
It's a Link monster. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So this is just always available from the zone.
Yep.
So limiting it probably doesn't matter too much. Although, I mean, does it? Can you bounce this and just keep going? It's not a hard once per turn.
Very perceptive.
So maybe this did have to be limited because it can bounce itself plus others and just rock and roll forever. Okay, that's pretty nuts.
All right, I got two more to show you, and then I'll go.
There's more.
I have to give you your final. You have to give your final ratings, and then I'll go on my big spiel once you're all done here.
Oh, okay. I'm looking forward to this monologue, by the way. I'm very excited.
I bet you are.
Okay. Have you written it down? Have you acted out in the mirror? Have you performed it in the shower?
I performed it for Rarin about 6 months ago, so I'm ready.
Awesome. All right. The Trigate Wizard it's another link, and it links to the left, right, top, I guess. Attack 2200, link 3, 2+ monsters accept tokens. Interesting limitation. Gains these effects based on the number of monsters co-linked to the card. If there's one, if a monster co-linked to this card battles your opponent's monster, any battle damage it inflicts to your opponent is doubled. If it's 2, once per turn, you can target one card on the field and banish it. And if it's 3, when a card or effect is activated, quick effect, you can negate the activation if you do banish that card. All right, so if you're setting up for the big coup de grace, and you get your equipment attached so that the thing can't be interacted with, and then you bust out this card and link it to that. Now you're doubling its battle damage to make extra sure they're actually totally dead, because we talked about getting to 4,500 at a pretty reasonable rate. Not only that, we can banish something off the field if they were going to put something in the way, even though you can attack directly. If there was anything else that could somehow interact with it, we're going to screw that up too. And finally, if they have one more thing that would somehow, some way get around all of these limitations to maybe just prevent damage or skip the combat step, you can screw that up too. That's what I'm seeing. Is that right?
Yep, you got it.
You cannot escape. Your fate is sealed, and you have to look at this stupid hat while it happens.
You sound exhausted. Why don't you take a nap?
I want to, but that's what your monologue is for. First, I think I still have a job I have to do, right? I have to make final ban and predictions for this stuff.
Oh, no, you missed it. I sent you one more to set up for this last card.
Let it end. Stop. They're already dead. What is this card? I have seen this card somewhere. Where have I seen this art? Did my wife buy something with this art on it? Maybe. I feel like I've seen this before. Bagooska, the terribly tired taper. Number 41. Why is it numbered?
Don't ask. It's
okay. This isn't a level 4. It's something else I have to remember just because this video won't frickin' end. It is I don't have it. I don't have it. It's a rank 4. Thank you. Attack 2100. Defense 2000. It's a fiend. 2 level 4 monsters. Once per turn during your standby phase, detach 1 material from this card, and you can attach 4 monsters to it. 2 level 4 monsters. Okay. That's right. And the secret agents qualify. Okay. If you cannot destroy it, okay, so you have to do it. This attack position card cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Sure, your opponent cannot target this attack position card with card effects. Of course. While this card is in face-up defense position... Wait. Attack... So the attack position can't be targeted, but defense position maybe? Weird.
Yeah.
While this card is in face-up defense position, change all face-up monsters on the field to defense position. Also, negate the activated effects of monsters that were in defense position when the effect was activated. Okay. I think I've seen this before.
You may have.
Is this an older card? Or maybe we saw it in the XZ's video? Maybe.
Actually came out in the same set as the tournament that we were talking about.
Okay. So if you change everything to defense position and then negate their effects, so if there's any, I don't know, if the opponent had the nerve to put some kind of a floodgate in your path, this can kind of hit it if it's a monster.
Well, it wouldn't be able to negate that type of effect because it only negates activated effects.
Okay. I remember this one being weird. I remember this one gave me a bunch of like, you know, question marks and number signs spiraling around my brain.
Yeah, spiraling.
Because I do struggle with defense position just as a concept, even though it helped a lot when I played Master Duel, but like it's still a tough one for me. So to be face up in defense position, don't you have to play this card face down?
When you special summon, you can special summon in face-up defense position. If you're setting a monster in face-down defense position, it has to go face-down first.
But you can summon it in face-up defense. Oh, yeah, that's right. I guess it's just another layer of your cards don't work.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. It is another dress down. In Magic, we have dress down. I'm guessing there is specifically probably some deck that is just wrecked. Like hand traps... maybe that need to be played at a specific time get wrecked. I don't know. It looks like it's just another like layer of, by the way, if you thought this was bad already to interact with, now it's worse.
Yep.
If this is like the next level over the top thing, I'm probably just missing my context again, because this stupid drooling monster thing with a pillow and a little heart-shaped pillow trying to be cute, I know it's busted. I just don't even like bother processing half of it.
Fun fact, they had to, this is the censored artwork I'm showing you. The original one, he's holding beer bottles.
That's where I saw it.
Yeah, that's where you saw it.
That's where I saw it.
Yeah.
Yes, I knew there was something else to it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's right. It was a very funny one for a censorship. That's for sure.
All right. The time has come. The last time we talked about this, you have Master Plan Banned, Resort Limited, and Assault Limited. What are your final guesses?
Maybe they, like, it's hard for me to process Bagooska. I'm just going to let it be. I'm going to leave the Bagooska alone for a minute. The Gate Wizard does strike me as just, hi, I'm here. Now you can't stop me. But it feels like the cards that lead up to that are a bigger problem. This seems like a very good Link payoff, but not, I don't know if they would have to get rid of it. It doesn't have, like, looping potential. It feels Yu-Gi-Oh! 2 correct to me. Firewall Dragon. Hitting itself is probably a problem, and I bet they had to limit it. Did they have to go so far as to ban it? It's a really good card, but I think they'd be hesitant to ban a Link 4 Link monster. It seems like your payoff should be good for an investment.
If you want some context as well, this is the ace monster of the current anime that was running at the time. So this was like the Dark Magician.
Oh, untouchable. Plot armor.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that would be important information. I thought that'd be important information to share in your analysis.
As long as you're not keeping me from saying banned with this information, then it's not manipulation in a game within a game. We're cool. I
would never
limit.
Would I ever do such a thing? Would I ever do such a thing?
100%. I have evidence. It's on the internet. Limit, but I bet at some point, I don't know if in this phase, but at some point Firewall Dragon got limited. I bet. Like bouncing itself and just doing it all again sounds really toxic. Spyral Sleeper, good card, cool combos, makes you feel smart, definitely dangerous, blows up a lot of things, is a level 8, does have, like, it's not really a cost, but you know, banishing the stuff, like you have to get the cards from your graveyard, you have to banish the stuff from the yard, that matters. I'm not positive this got touched.
Okay.
I think it's quite possible this survived because it's more of the top end payoff that isn't nearly as good if getting to it is harder.
Sure.
Machine Duplication, I hope, got banned someday.
Okay.
Like this card is messed up.
I'll put that on there.
I think this card is messed up. I mean, you can ban the duplication or you can limit every target that breaks it.
Okay.
And maybe they took that approach. I can see the logic, but like at some point, aren't you just sick of seeing who draws machine duplication the most often? Maybe. I would be. I think this got banned at some point. I think limiting it just exacerbates the issue where now we are waiting for a card to get printed that helps you search for machine duplication, and then it all goes wrong again. So I mean, maybe it got limited this time, but if they didn't touch it at all, like they missed the problem. And I hope it got banned sometime. Spyral Gear, cool card, cool effect, finisher, frustrating. I'm sure some people wanted it banned. I don't think it's the real problem.
Okay.
I think you just run one and you go tutor it when you need it and make it happen. Maybe there's some kind of a way that you just curve out perfect and kill the opponent on like turn 2 because you had this in your hand. In theory, you can equip multiples, but I don't think that's the point. I don't think that's the point. I think this is fine. Spyral Gear Utility Wire. Toxic. Horrible card. Limited at a minimum, but then they probably found some way to like maximize it or loop it, and then you just have to ban it. You might tell me this card was fine because it's a trap and it's slower now, but it is the worst kind of card. It really is, especially if you're doing multiples. I'll go with limit. I might be erring too hard on the side of Magic the Gathering because I know it's like to get your deck plowed under. So I'll go with limit, but if it's banned, good. Big Red, cool utility card. I don't think it had to be banned or limited. I think it's fine. Quick fix. Now that I've seen the rest of it, this is definitely a linchpin item in the tune of like the best tier limit cards that got banned or have 1,000 points or whatever you want to do with them. If you limit this, does it solve it? It helps a lot. And I think banning it might ban the deck. I'll go with limit.
Okay.
But maybe it should be banned. Spyral Mission Rescue. Frustrating card, but doesn't strike me as absolutely evil the way the other ones do. I think limiting it might be encouraging people to play correctly, where you just tutor for it with the card that, and it's just like your bonus value on top of everything else, not the problem itself. Okay. Maybe I'm wrong. It is annoying to keep special summoning out of the graveyard. It is pretty good. Still, I'm going to go with Spyral Mission is fine. Spyral Mission Assault is messed up. In multiples, drawing multiple cards, you could probably just rip your deck. It's not limited in that way, right? There isn't like a draw one card per turn.
It is only one
Oh,
card.
It's there at the front. Yeah, it's at the top.
It is only once per turn.
And is it once per turn per Spyral Mission Assault? Or is it once per turn for all of them?
It is per copy.
Limit that.
Okay.
I think limit that. And then Spyral Resort. Your opponents cannot target other Spyral cards you control with card effects. Very annoying. Once per turn, add a Spyral monster from your deck to hand. Very good. Once per turn during your end phase, shuffle one monster from graveyard to deck or destroy this. Not a cost. Not even an issue. I mean, is limiting this doing a favor though? Because then they just search it up. Is having one correct? Because it has the once per turn on it. If you have 2 of these out,
well, you can only have 1. It's a field spell.
It's a field spell. Okay, I was gonna say, like, if you somehow had 2, nothing could be targeted. I think Spyral Resort's annoying, but as a field spell, I think it kind of self-limits. I'm gonna say it was fine. It might even be limiting. It might be encouraging you to play it correctly. Maybe you're only supposed to have 1. And you just fetch it up when you resolve master freaking plan. Oh my god. Freaking 3 cards in 1. It seems so glue-tastic. It's the whole engine in 1 card.
Uh-huh.
I bet they tried limiting it and then banned it when that didn't work.
Okay. So you think banned?
I'll say eventually banned. Yep.
Got it. Okay.
Yep. Maybe they even knew and banned it right away. Maybe. Spyral Double Helix. Did this have to be limited? Did it get banned? I mean, it's definitely a worthy glue, but it also seems like the link monster that is making the deck possible. I'm sure they didn't just try to ban the deck completely. And did this get away with it? Did this pull off the heist? Did it actually get in and out and without getting caught? If this card was still legal, I mean, it's honestly, once it's just legal, it's kind of like it's a Yu-Gi-Oh! 2 card.
Yep.
What makes it so much better than every other Spyral card or every other Link monster, right? It seems like a pretty typical Link monster to me. Maybe even with a downside if it's not as easy to call the top of their deck. I mean, the fact that you could have multiples of them, I'm still just going to say that maybe this got away with it.
Okay. You think it got away with it? Sure.
It might have got away with it.
Okay.
Spyral, no negative effects, perhaps. Call me crazy. Yeah, the thumbnail will say it's fine, and it'll be the most busted card of all time. Spyral Tough. These cards don't scare me. They just seem like the interactive glue of the deck. You run them because they fit perfectly into everything you're doing, but they don't on their own break it. I'm going to say that the Tough is fine. I'm going to say that the Super Agent is fine. Now I come to the gear. Yep, that glue, like, what did it glue together is what makes it good, is what I said. And I've seen inside the dark, evil, twisted mind of the Spyral player. It just isn't the same without this card.
Remember when you started this video and you thought it was so unassuming? Oh, how bad could it be? Now here we are.
It does. Here's the thing. The deck doesn't work, right? Like, what else looks at the top of their deck? There's only one other card that puts something on top of the deck. That's the Utility Wire.
Well, if you try to just blind call with Agent or Tough, you are still looking at the top, even if you get it wrong.
True. But, I mean, that adds a serious cost to the deck where, like,
I'm just saying, you were asking. I'm giving you the context.
There is a misfire now, right? Like, your first thing doesn't necessarily do what you want it to do every time. Not like this. Why 3? Why do you get to put them in any order? Why not just this enters look at the top card? And then you just get that one moment of, okay, now I have to act now in this window with perfect information. Why do you also get to fuck them? Why do you also get to certifiably ruin them? It's so nasty. And it's a win con. It's everything. If you limit it, then maybe you think that you take away the most explosive, like, machine duplication hands. If you limit it, does it banish when it comes back, or is that the other one? You banish this card and add one Spyral card from your graveyard, then target one Spyral Super Agent added to your hand. So yeah, if there's just one, you get that one stack effect, and then it goes to, and you get that one buff effect, and if you banish it, you have no more access to either. That might solve a lot. Does it kill the deck? I mean, they still have plenty of ways to search it up. I'll say they restricted the drone. I'll say they limited the drone. I think that damages the deck a lot. Like, okay, if they limit the drone, do all those other things have to happen? You can still just search up Master Plan and have an engine and a card. I think that still has to go.
Okay.
I think you can still have multiple assaults on the field, drawing a ton of cards. I think that still has to be limited. Quick Fix still has to do its thing. Yep. I'm just checking myself for consistency.
Sure.
And the dragon, I'll just stick with what I said about the dragon, the top end, right? Yep. I think I like it.
Okay.
I think I like the read. I'm going to stick to it.
So to recap for everyone, we have Master Plan and Machine Duplication banned, and we have Assault, Firewall Dragon, Utility Wire, Quick Fix, and Drone all limited. Do I have it correct?
When you say it like that, it sounds like I actually burned the whole building down. I'm sure they wouldn't do that, but surely. Yes, that's my call. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, now it's my turn. I've been sitting here for a bit, so it's time to give you the full Spyral rundown. So before we get into it, Spyral is interesting because it's what's called a TCG exclusive archetype. What does that mean? Well, if you recall, typically most of the time with sets, Japan gets them first because they're about 2 sets ahead of us, and then eventually we get sets over here, like 6 months later or whatever. A TCG exclusive archetype means that we actually got it before Japan did. This is something that Konami America does to add some new cards to a set and to make it a little bit more interesting, because then it's not always, oh, we know what Japan did, let's copy them, right? So this was a brand new debut premier archetype, and it came out prior to around this time when I showed you the meta chart with everything. However, Spyral was not particularly good in its initial release. It saw some play, don't get me wrong. It wasn't like unplayable, but it was kind of overshadowed by the fact that there were other really good decks at the time that Spyral just wasn't there yet. It was kind of missing some pieces. And one of those pieces happened to be Spyral Double Helix. Now, what happens is when the OCG eventually gets these cards, these Spyral cards, they usually get them, and the OCG also adds support for these archetypes. So Double Helix was actually released in Japan before it was released in the States, alongside all the rest of the Spyral cards that the States had already had, or I should say the Western territories. That completely unlocked the deck and became the tier 0 meta threat that you see before you that takes up like 90% of representation in top cut at tournaments for quite some time. So as you can imagine, as the Western territories, you could see our excitement that, oh my god, like we finally get to see Spyral at its like full power potential. So right before this tournament that took place in Dallas in 2017, the set Circuit Break did in fact contain the lovely Double Helix, unlocking Spyral for us TCG players. What I am going to show you here is basically kind of everything all together. So this is going to be the end board of going first with a Spyral deck, what it produces. It only takes 2 cards to do this, and I'm gonna quickly walk you through what you're seeing here. Okay?
Dude, it must. Okay. This is going. You said going first?
Going first. Yep.
Okay. All right. Cool.
So 2 cards. You have before you here. There is one slight deviation in this combo, and I'll explain to that as we get to it. So
by the way, thank you for the high res. Like on this, this is a heck of an image. Whoever did this, wow,
it's great, awesome. So you have not 1, but 2 Firewall Dragons that both have the ability to bounce cards, either that you or your opponents have, either on the field or in the graveyard. You have a Trigate Wizard that is co-linked to 3 monsters, because there is 2 Firewall Dragons on the left and top, and then there's a Spyral Double Helix on the right, which means that you can negate and banish any one of your opponent's cards when they activate it, and just banish something as well with its other effect, so there's that. Because you have the Spyral Double Helix on the field, Utility Wire can spin any card they have to the top of their deck. You have Resort online, which allows you to just next turn search another Spyral card and keep going. And then you have the Bagooska. Now, the Bagooska's effect reads, while it's in defense position, all monsters on the field have to be switched to defense position, and any activated effects they have cannot activate. The interesting part about Link monsters is that Link monsters don't have a defense stat, and therefore cannot be switched to defense position, meaning all of your monsters are able to activate their effects, and all of your opponents that are not Link monsters will be switched to defense and have their effects negated. The one deviation of this...
Where's the Bagooska? I'm sorry. I'm looking at the board. Where is it?
It's to the left of the Firewall Dragon in the center.
Oh, that's it?
Yep.
Okay. Alrighty, cool.
So, the deviation of this combo is that instead of summoning Bagooska, you can summon the Spyral Sleeper equipped with Last Resort and be able to pop 2 of your opponent's cards instead of forcing everything to defense and negating it. But basically what this is showing here is that it's the end of the fucking game. There's a million different variations of this combo that are equally as annoying and basically game-winning. This was just the easiest image I could find online, so I just stole this one just for simplicity. And so I'm going to quickly walk you through all the cards and tell you how we get here. So, let's start with Drone. Drone is one of the best cards of the deck, of course. Being able to look at the top 3 not only gives you the information for every other Spyral card, but you give your opponent, you figured it out, the worst card of the 3. So that way, whatever they draw for a turn is not going to help them in actually fighting back in the slightest, not like they already could anyway. And you are correct. They did, in fact, limit Drone at 1 point. So you did get that one correct. The effect to buff something by 1 billion attack points does come up every now and then, but not as much as you would think. But it is an option. And then the ability to recur the Spyral Super Agent was also pretty good. That did come up quite a bit as well. Regular Super Agent, you're correct, did not get touched. This is just the face of the deck, essentially, aside from Double Helix, which is basically the same card. He's just good. The Drone Agent combo is the very easy way to get going. You summon Drone, look at the top 3, you know what they are, you activate Super Agent, call whatever the top card is, you get to summon Agent, and you just need any 2 Spyral monsters to do this combo. So, Agent's good, and also he just pops back row, because why not? You know, may as well just have that effect as well.
If he played the opponent's monster from the top of their deck, then it would get banned. That'd be nice.
it would 100% be banned. Spyral Tough is similar to Drone, but it's actually good for going second. So if you're happening to going second with this deck, instead of leading with Drone, you can lead with Tough. Because even though you're going in blind, trying to call the top of their deck with Tough, it's not really a 33% chance. Most decks weren't really playing trap cards, so it was really like a 50-50 if it was monster or spell. Typically, you'd call monster because they usually have more monsters than spells in the deck. And with that said, not only do you know the top card to summon Agent for free, but if you did call it right with Tough, you just get to pop another card on the field. So if you're going second, you lead with Tough, call the top card, pop a card, summon Agent, pop another card, and you're kind of off to the races that way. So that's Tough's role in the deck. And then, of course, we have our beloved Double Helix. This is the card that unlocked the whole deck. And the reason for that is because prior to Double Helix's existence, summoning Master Plan was really, really tough. The only real way you could do it was to somehow get it into the graveyard and then either revive it with Big Red or revive it with Rescue. You had to jump through a lot of hoops to get Master Plan on the field and to get all of the value that she offers for the deck. But with Double Helix, you already know the top card of your opponent's deck, so Double Helix is guaranteed to resolve. And then you basically just get Master Plan straight from the deck, and now your whole deck is online, essentially, because now you get all those cards that she offers. Fun fact with Master Plan, her first effect to search a Spyral mission is not a hard once per turn. So, if you revive her, you get to add more missions to your hand, which is insane. Not to mention, one of the missions, the Rescue, if it's in the graveyard, you could banish it to special summon back out the Master Plan. So there's a little loop there of value just to keep generating more and more cards, which is very fucking stupid. You are correct! She had to get banned. Master Plan was absolutely fucking crazy. And she didn't get banned, however, until Spyral's second wind in, I want to say, 2020, which is unbelievable. Spyral basically kind of fell by the wayside, and then some new cards got printed to put Spyral back in the forefront. And then at that point, it was apparent that Spyral was way too good again. And so this time they finally took Master Plan behind the barn and shot her. So yeah, it was a long time coming. It was a long time coming.
Okay,
we knew. Resort. You're correct. They did limit Resort. Resort is extremely good because it's add any Spyral card from your deck to your hand every single turn. So even if the game goes beyond turn 1, not only do you just get to keep adding cards, but also it protects all your stuff from being targeted, which is absolutely stupid. This might be one of like the top 3 field spells ever printed in Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't think they'll ever print field spells nearly this good again, just because it's absolutely busted for what it does.
Konami says, hold my beer.
Yeah, that's true. They have actually printed some other broken field spells, but it's still definitely up there for sure. Spyral Mission Assault. One thing you may have missed with this card is that you can trigger it during your turn and your opponent's turn. So you thought maybe, oh, you can only draw 3 cards with this. Technically, you can draw like 6 if you're popping stuff on the opponent's turn as well. How are you doing that? Well, if you summon out Super Agent during their turn and pop a spell or trap, that triggers Assault. If Sleeper pops cards during their turn, that triggers Assault. There's plenty of Spyral cards that you can use during their turn that will also let you draw cards during their turn, which you might think is way too good. Unfortunately, this card never got touched. You would only play this as a one-of, and you would search it with the Master Plan, and it was just a good card. You would think drawing a million cards is too good for Yu-Gi-Oh! Not for this deck. It's fine. Totally fine.
Give them Rhystic Study. See how that goes.
May as well.
It's fine. Might as well. All right. My first one that I got wrong, I think, unless we skipped by any.
No, everything else you've gotten right so far. Rescue is another one that is totally fine. You were correct. Very abusable with Master Plan. Also just gives you infinite value because even if you actually use the on-field effect where you're adding a Spyral monster back from the graveyard to your hand every single turn, if you do have to play a grind game for some reason, like maybe let's say your opponent stops you from doing the big combo and you have to grind it out a little bit, you just, during your turn, add back a Spyral card. During your opponent's turn, add back a Spyral card because it can be used during either player's turn. So theoretically, you can add 6 monsters back with this over the course of its activation, which is kind of stupid. So you just get Tough and Agent, summon them both out, start popping your opponent's stuff again. Very good card. Very, very good card. Quick Fix. Oh, our buddy Quick Fix. This card is fucking stupid. You saw and figured out the combo with Machine Duplication. and just allowing you to go +6 is very stupid. But similar to Drone, they did limit Quick Fix to make machine duplication not nearly as potent. So machine duplication, surprisingly, is still at 3. It is completely fine because they just limit the cards that are the enablers for it. So another thing you may have missed with Quick Fix is that its effect to search is not once per turn. So you are able to, if you keep reviving it or summon it off the machine dupe or whatever, just keep bringing more gear cards out of your deck. And there's also ways to get theoretically infinite fodder off of Quick Fix, being able to special summon himself back out of the graveyard. He's also good if you have the missions in hand to discard them, so that way they can be banished to activate their effects as well. He's an outlet for that. Big Red's totally fine. It's just a reanimation spell. You'd only play one of it anyway, so it's not like it was fine. Utility Wire, totally fine. You said it at the end. Because it's a trap card, it's just part of your end board. You only play one of it. Honestly, if you go first and full combo your opponent, the game's over. There's nothing they can do. It's basically...
It was too fast to need this, I guess.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Last Resort, same thing. Totally fine. You'd only play one of it anyway. The key interaction here that I told you is that you equip it to the Sleeper, so that way it doesn't destroy itself with its own effect, and you're able to pop 2 cards per turn, both on your turn and your opponent's turn, as long as it stays out. Sometimes with Last Resort, you can actually equip it to double Helix, because a lot of the hand traps to stop double Helix, most people focused on, if I can hand trap double Helix, I can stop them from going crazy. There are a few hand traps that say, target an opponent's monster, negate its effects. Well, Last Resort prevents targeting. So, if you don't have, let's say, a Resort active, you can equip a Last Resort to your double Helix. Let's say you happen to draw it in your hand. Then that way, it's actually protected from some hand traps to ensure that it resolves, which is pretty cool. Some cool stuff there. The attacking directly thing didn't come up too often, but it was an option. And funny enough, the part before that, where it says you can send one other card you control to the graveyard to let the monster attack directly, that was more important than the actual attack directly part. Because that means if you added, let's say, a mission from your deck to your hand with the master plan, you could set it to your field, activate Last Resort, and just send it to the graveyard. You don't care about the attack directly part. You just want the mission in the graveyard so that you can just activate it and keep going. So it's kind of like discarding with an extra step, if you will. So it's funny how that actually ended up coming up. Sleeper, totally fine. I mean, in quotes, fine. Didn't get touched. Just an end piece of the board. Yu-Gi-Oh! 2. And then we get to Firewall Dragon. Oh, our beloved. So this was the anime signature card for the protagonist during the time. And this was a big discussion in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community because this card was broken as fuck. And so a lot of people thought this card should be banned. But that would be like banning the Blue Eyes White Dragon, right? Like, there's no way they could possibly do it because it's from the anime, you know? So they tried limiting it. And it was still too good. So against Konami's wishes, they actually banned Firewall Dragon, which is insane to think. That like I said, that's like banning the Blue Eyes White Dragon, right? So they did ban it. They actually errated the Firewall Dragon later on. Made it increasingly worse. They restricted it heavily. So it is legal again. And actually does see some play. It's locked to certain... I believe you can only special summon Cybers monsters now. You can't just summon anything off of it, which is why it was so broken.
How did they just miss that? That's a pretty easy fix.
You would think. Okay. You would think. But Jesus. It is what it is.
Okay.
Trigate Wizard, totally fine. If you want to do its thing, it has to be co-linked to 3 things, which is not easy to do. And Bagooska is somehow fine. A lot of people hate Bagooska because it's just like a floodgatey type card that's not particularly fun to play against. Oh, yeah.
I get it.
It's kind of a headache to read, too. But it's just like a very annoying card. I think it might be banned in Master Duel. I don't know. But it is a card that a lot of people just... It's a very unfun card. Typically, you're either playing it in this like fashion to make sure your opponent can't play the game, or if your opponent like stops you and you can't full combo, you make Bagooska and it's like, okay, now I've got 2 turns to like stall out basically, because most of the time your opponent can't do anything about it. So it's just like an unfun card. I don't know. It's something that a lot of people are kind of they're like, yeah, maybe this card should go. But for the time being, it's fine. And so that is the legacy of Spyral. The crazy thing is, there was an emergency ban list right after the first event that took place in YCS Dallas at this time to address Spyral and its overwhelming dominance in the format. Do you want to know what the first ban list did?
Yes, I really do.
They didn't ban shit, and they limited the drone and quick fix, and that was it.
Okay.
Because how can you ban the best deck that's going to sell the new set, right? It's so counterintuitive. So they did what they could to try to rein in the power level. Surprise, it was still the best deck, and it wasn't close. And then eventually, I believe on the next ban list, they were much more heavy-handed. I think that's when Firewall Dragon got limited. I think they limited Resort on that ban list. There's a few other hits as well, I believe. So they really started to drop the hammer on Spyral. Eventually, it sort of faded out of existence because new cards come out and can eventually power creep, especially with all the restrictions on the deck. It came back into the limelight in like 2020 and was like just as good as it was before. And they finally just put the nail in the coffin when Master Plan got banned, because Master Plan is alongside Double Helix, like basically it all funnels through them. And without Master Plan, it's kind of hard to play the deck. So that's the legacy of Spyral. What do you think?
I think this is one of the most Yu-Gi-Oh decks of all time. Oh my god.
Now, between this and Tier Element, what do you think? What do you like better?
Well, I like the, at least some of the RNG of like milling and using that resource a lot more than looking at their top three, stacking it to make sure they're totally screwed, then proceeding to pop off and totally screw them, knowing that they can do nothing about it. I think the inevitable, like the how long will it take to make the obvious of this deck is particularly painful. Yeah, I think that is a design flaw, along with the variety as well of spells and traps that this deck gets to run, so that it does feel like if you're going to even try to have a chance of making them play the game fairly, you do have to be running a similar or the exact same deck.
Which is why you saw the 90% representation in Top Cut. The other two decks, Trickstar had 2 slots, I believe. That deck has a sort of like win combo. If you open 2 specific cards, banishes their whole hand, and then they just can't play the game before they even get to like do an action. So that's not very fun.
Oh, so that's how we finish him.
Basically, yeah.
Jeez, why didn't we all try that first?
Yeah.
Okay, that seems like a good deck.
And then the Invoke deck, I got to be honest, I don't know how the fuck that deck was in there at all. That was incredible, but. Yep, Spyral, like I said, probably top 5, maybe top 3 Yu-Gi-Oh deck of all time. Very insanely powerful deck. I still think Tier Element edges it out pretty significantly, which is insane to think. But yeah, this is Yu-Gi-Oh, baby.
Let us know in the comments who wins Tier Elements versus Spyral in the death match of all time.
So guys, that's going to wrap it up for another video. I really hope you all enjoyed. Let's go ahead and shout out the patrons for all their continued support. So shout out to Shadow1317, Tim00x3, MBT Play Medolce, Moto, Cameron L. Smith, The Synchro Guy, Pony Stark, Daniel Howell, Little Fadeleaf, Dan the Man Hoban, Draconic, Brian Dancer, Class 7, JW11860, Flannel Daddy, literally all of the guinea pigs, MBT canceled by community soon, canceled by community soon, canceled by players soon, MBT and Nimnims 1, Boxer Brief, Fueled Night of Passion, The Nova 129, Chris Adams, Pink Frappe, and Blazing Soul. Thank you all so much again for watching, and we will see you next time.